got a zombie army, and you can't harm me. Yeah, hoodoo, you hoodoo, bitch.
Alright, the car's bar is all filled up, ready to go.
I hit F and it summoned the zombie.
Oh, so bad. It's just so... I mean, I don't understand why this game wasn't eviscerated. If you want to compare this to Survival Instinct, I don't think this is better than Survival Instinct. Except that it looks better
I mean, it
graphically.
has more of a budget, so...
It looks better graphically, but it is mechanically probably dumber than Survival Instinct in that none of its mechanics hold together, none of them make sense. You could see a sensible game in Survival Instinct. But this game just feels like one bad idea after another. Like, polish would not fix this. This needs, like, major gameplay redesign.
Why don't they stay down?
That's what I'm kind of getting at with the I don't feel like anyone wanted to make this game.
So why is Survival...
And yet, the studio keeps making them.
Yeah, why is Survival Instinct this tragic joke? And this game is it could have been better, when really they're both terribly broken nonsense games.
Let's also make it clear, this game doesn't look that good. It's better than Survival Instinct, but you don't have to try hard for that.
Right, right. Yeah, it's not. I mean, the people all look like they're made of plastic. Everything looks like it's made of the same plastic. Like skin and metal and wood all have this same weird sheen to it. Like somebody just slathered the entire world in sunscreen.
Wait a minute. How come canned food has both canned and food capitalized, but energy drink only has the energy capitalized?
These things
I
were
don't know.
I can't believe that in this complete shit show, that's what you noticed. That's like noticing Charles Manson has bad breath. I mean, just where are you going with this?
I think it illustrates a desultory approach, considering that, you know, food and energy drink are the two most commonly found things in the game.
That's a good point. Oh! Oh.
Uh-huh.
Don't feel sorry for the machines.
I'm feeling sorry for us.
No, I mean, you can't say this game is trying to lay on the fan servers. It just gave us booty and cleavage.
That's the other thing.
What the fuck were you doing, Chris?
Shut up. I'm trying my hardest.
No, it's like Sam B was just like, it looked like he was just making a jerk-off motion.
And doing damage with it, so I don't know. Maybe that's the secret zombie weakness. Oh, this is the
Wow,
Very
that
careful.
sounded-
which is like
It sounded really inappropriate.
The red smoke grenade is sort of wafting all over your face.
If given the choice, I think I'd rather play Survival Instinct than this.
Oh,
I'd
this
rather, like,
conversation
not
with this
play
guy.
these games.
Read this dialogue, Rutskarn. It's amazing.
Can't get some gas from that station.
What?
I'ma try.
Oh,
Look at this group of corpses in this beach filled
All right,
with corpses.
hang on. Let me get
we
this
gotta
straight.
burn this group here.
Let me get this straight. If I get this gasoline entirely out of my own effort and bring it to you to cover up the smell of rotting bodies with rotting, burning bodies and a plume of smoke, you know, so we don't attract any unwanted attention here, then you will reward me by using some of the gasoline I have solely brought you to make me one incendiary.
yes.
I mean, making incendiary weapons with gasoline is an extremely,
Man.
delicate and difficult skill to master. You really can't just do it on your own.
It's better. It's like assembling a computer. It's such a difficult process. It's much better to just throw a bunch of money at hiring a specialist, or in Sam's B case, just add a desk. in the hopes that the desk gnomes will assemble it for him. Really, it's just part of that rich New Zealand mythos, where there's like just, you know, little tiny fairy people in workbenches, and if you leave out saucers of milk and piles of bloody cash for them, they will do little odd jobs for you. Oh, thank God this guy has a toolbox full of energy drinks. I'm jonesing. It's been like 2 minutes.
So, do you think these guys also tried to get like a licensing deal with Gatorade, and then at the last minute we're like, oh shit, they're not going for that
I
either.
think it's not Gatorade. I think that's like Monster Energy drink. And I think at this point, you've entered into a Jason Statham crank situation, where if you stop drinking these, you're going to have a heart attack and die. But if you drink too many of these, you're going to have a heart attack and die.
What it is they tried to do a deal with the people that make 4-hour energy, but then they found out the game's only 3 hours long and they backed out.
I like how when you know that your ore is suddenly unusable, you just kind of like toss it. And the ore is clearly not broken. You just kind of throw your ore. It's like, okay, that ore's done.
It won't hurt anybody if I hit them with it.
We require more ore.
Oh my God, are they Superman?
Also, this cleaver is really just holding up exactly as advertised. If anything, I think they undersold how feeble that cleaver was.
So, was the whole reason they set this on an island so that they could have a bunch of almost naked zombie ladies in bikinis?
Okay,
is that, like,
Josh,
100% of the reason
I would have to
behind
say,
it?
I would have to say that it is churlish and just completely unwarranted for you to assert that they find the idea of mutilated women sexy and fan service.
Right, I mean, if they
I would
did,
have to say that
they'd probably do something really insensitive, like, you know, pack in a dismembered bust of a torso wearing a bikini as a pre-order thing for the collector's edition, but, you know, they didn't do anything like that, so...
So, I really don't like the Daryl Dixon head sweat thing, because that looks really, really weird and gross. But the cheesecloth blurriness is actually somehow more irritating.
It's like, can we stop getting things on the non-existent lenses that are our vision ports?
How else will you know that you're tired? Could it be the insanely heavy panting?
You could have, when you run out of stamina, Sam B will immediately freestyle a rap song about how tired he is.
It will have no words.
See, a game in which Sam B freestyle raps at any moment would be 1,000 times more entertaining than this one.
Or, you know, all of the moments.
If he was just laying down the track this entire time, that would be very special.
They just get the voice actor and lock him in the studio for like 4 days.
I would accept
like,
all kinds of
rap.
accommodations to this mediocre game. I would turn it into a rail shooter, so they could get it synced up right.
Lock him in the sound booth with only energy drink, and just leave the mic on and see what you get.
Yep.
It's just as you play the game, the rap gets like progressively more like bizarre. Like,
I really hope that
clearly
Sam
this
B
dude's
gets
mental
like...
faculties are leaving him.
I want Sam B to get a record deal and like a bunch of advertising deals. He could sign with that crappy chocolate milk drink and do like, "Who drank my yoo-hoo, bitch?" That'd be great. That'd be his best song.
Maybe he's like,
What's wrong with you?
his song
Sam B
titles,
cries
like,
out, pushed beyond all reason by the frank rudeness of these zombies and their inhospitality. The brochure specifically said friendly locals. He thinks to himself, wondering if he should leave a negative review.
A negative Yelp review.
If this entire game just had running commentary from all the survivors about how disappointed they were in their vacation, that might actually redeem the entire thing.
Oh, comedy
Only if
of
they were
any
all like
kind.
super English.
You could fix all of this with comedy writing. Just go full on Borderlands. Everybody's cracking jokes. I mean, good jokes, not just like dumb shit like.
So not Borderlands then.
Yeah.
It wouldn't even,
Borderlands has moments. Borderlands 2
Oh,
has
guys,
moments.
guys, we're at a gas station and we're talking to a guy inside of the gas station boarded up window. We're in some sort of time warp Ouroboros of doom. This is awful.
We've done this
So
before.
remember,
we did this last week.
Campster, the generator is over to the right behind the building. The compass is pointing at it.
What, you want gas? Sorry, the pumps ain't working. Power's out and the
Okay,
Oh,
I'm
God damn it.
Googling. I'm googling Sathis,
Yeah, maybe there's another
and
way
the
in.
only thing I'm getting
Try
is
the
the
roof.
Dead
Might
Island
work.
wiki entry.
Head out the back so they don't see you, and take some canisters with. Yo, once you get
Is
in,
that
turn on the
like
power and
maybe a
refuel those
name for?
canisters.
Yeah, I think it's probably just
Now
an
that we're
obscure
here,
name.
We're not moving anywhere. It's too friggin' dangerous out there.
So another turn on the generators to fuel the power so that we can get some fuel.
Yeah,
And
just
Sam
a
B
damn minute.
remains the
Huh.
only man on the entire island with the courage of convictions to move forward.
Just stay down.
Oh, you're turning on a generator so you can get gas, but generators run on gas. What?
Seamus,
It-
Seamus,
it-
it all makes sense in this wacky, weird world where everybody drinks energy drinks all the time and they're a zombie. Don't worry too much about it. Just relax and have a nice Monster energy drink.
I need you to go find me a couple of batteries. Here, take this battery-powered flashlight with you and look for batteries.
Okay, that's actually not as bad.
Give a man a
because
flashlight, he can find
There are
batteries for a
different
day.
kinds of batteries, but I mean, as far as gasoline goes, like there's diesel and then there's gasoline, and that's
Oh yeah,
about
the guy
it.
back there. The guy back there that
Are we
wants to burn the bodies, he wants only premium gas, and all he's got is regular gas. And he's like, I'm not burning these bodies. These are my friends. Nothing but premium gas to burn the corpses of my longtime friends.
I seem to remember whatever's in here kind of sucks, but let's find out.
As
Rob,
opposed
let it-
to the rest of this game.
Oh man,
Yeah.
Kegger.
Yeah, it sucks.
Seriously, what are you supposed to be feeling in this game? Is it supposed to be like an action game, like a stealth game, like a horror game?
A terrible game?
It's a video game.
That's kind of what it feels like. It feels like a video game. And like, not in a good way.
In a generic.
any
oh,
way
this
to
is
do
what
this?
video games do.
Yeah.
Is there
Without
any way
getting
to do this
punched,
without
It
getting
doesn't
hit?
involve you getting thrown
hit-
across the room. I don't know.
You just
But it
play
probably
hit
wouldn't
and
be as
run.
entertaining.
You just hit them once
like-
and then back up.
It's like it's video game tropes without any particular, like, without putting them in the right order, or like without any real thought about how they go together. Just like kind of picking them off a list. It's the equivalent of writing a movie by just picking a dozen movie tropes off TV tropes and like trying to string them
Yes.
together into a storyline.
Yeah.
It's like we've got a mixture
learn
of
to
like,
punch
oh
from this
god, the
guy."
zombies are everything, and hey guys, I want to get drunk. Can you go find me some alcohol so I can get drunk?
And
Yeah,
again,
that ladder,
comedy
fuck
would
it.
save that. Comedy would totally save all of comedy. If it was actually funny, you could forgive all of this and just go with it.
Right, and
So
it's not
Campster,
like
you missed.
it's not like you're saying that and it's like, oh, but they're going for this tone. They're not going for a tone. The tone
have
is
no
the
tone.
average of the kind of uncoordinated fumblings and flailings that has been this game's story so far.
Right. Right, from scene to scene, you just have no idea where the game's gonna go. And sometimes it's doing slightly goofy, and sometimes it's super serious, and sometimes it's action movie, and sometimes it's trying to do drama. And that makes all of it sort of just awful.
Like, they didn't write this game, they just kind of wrote at it.
Oh my gosh, I am so done with this guy.
This is level 3 thug.
Strong.
And then that level up. That level up
Beat
is
that
so
thug
like,
up and took his money. We're practically playing Grand Theft Auto.
Wow, it has just been all downhill from the main menu screen.
Yeah, it has been. This is really
What the hell
bad.
were you expecting?
You know what?
Actually,
And-
like,
That's kind of fun.
I kind of expected more of a game I just wouldn't like, and less of just a
Yeah.
game that didn't seem to have a whole lot of redeeming qualities.
Given that this game wasn't completely dumped on when it came out, everybody was just like, it's not as good as the... I mean, remember, that's what we started with here. Man, it had a trailer, and the trailer was so much better than the game. That's all anybody said about it. But it's like, even if they had had a trailer that was representative of the game, this is still just an awful game that, yeah, they didn't want to make.
Can you drive that truck? Did I say that too?
I believe I can.
No? Okay. Yeah, you should show off the shitty driving mechanics before we run out
Yeah.
of time.
Yeah, we're
I'm
about
trying
out
to
of
think
time, but I
of-
really wanted to see the
forever.
driving mechanics.
I'm trying to think before we go of like an example of an equivalent type of game from like 10 years ago.
Chris gets in the wrong side.
Oh
'Cause
God,
he's
that's
from a
right.
movie.
It's
Yeah, Chris, it's an Australian car. You're supposed to get in upside down. Duh. Alright,
So,
so you
like-
have to talk me through this because it looks like about like most first-person driving controls right now.
Oh, it feels awful.
Well-
It feels so much worse. Oh,
Wow.
it's really bad.
Yeah.
It's some of the worst driving I've
Well,
ever
that's-
felt. Since
that's
the
a problem
90s.
number one.
Oh,
First-person PC game driving
I
controls.
see. Oh, you can beat the crap out of the windshield? I don't think
Well,
that's
you-
as easy to do as he makes it look.
I had this where I tried to use the car to kill some zombies, and I tried to squish them against the wall, and instead it pushed them into the wall, and it was one of those triggered quests where it wouldn't proceed with the quest until the zombies were all dead, and the zombie was now stuck inside of a building that wouldn't open up until all the zombies were dead, and I had to reload the last checkpoint.
I'm not sure if I should be grateful for or angry about the sublime stoicism of Sam B. Even in the face of the apocalypse.
Also, I really wanted to see the end of this quest, because it was
Regular
just some of
Marcus
the...
Aurelius. Sorry, go ahead.
Just because the dialogue was so awful. Just so, like, oh, thanks for doing that quest for me. By the way, my name is... And it feels so... written by a 12-year-old. It literally just feels like that. And I kind of feel like... that's worth bringing up. Like, this game didn't need to have dialogue. Didn't need to have all these quests and dialogues and stuff. Left 4 Dead does not have any dialogue wheels or taking of quests, and it's a fantastic game with characters that people love.
Yeah, the writing in that game is good. What's this game's excuse? Video game developers, I cannot stress this enough, and, you know, I mean, like, this is my personal philosophy. If you cannot, do not.
Yeah. If you don't have a real writer, and I don't mean a guy who thinks he can write but can't, but if you don't have somebody that is a professional writer that knows what they're doing and you can't tell the difference, then do not go for a story-heavy game with a bunch of dialogue. Keep it really, really light and minimalist.
Now, sometimes, I know perfectly well, sometimes it is a process of trial and error to discover what you can and cannot, you know, what we can and cannot do. but
At some point, somebody realized they couldn't do it, and they kept doing it anyway. In this game, it's very clear.
I kind of wonder at what point the writing happened to this game.
Yeah. Was it early or late? I wonder that too, because it's hard to imagine this game coming together in any way at all. Like, what was their approach in this?
It's, you know what it sort of feels like? It actually sort of feels like the placeholder dialogue got left in and voice acted.
Yeah, it does. It's really perfunctory.
You voice acted placeholder dialogue?
This is
that's what I'm saying. It feels like the placeholder dialogue got accidentally voice acted and put in the game.
Here's a man about to
There's
burn
actually a
corpses.
brilliant Dead Island script somewhere, but they accidentally mixed them up.
Okay, now talk to this guy, a man who is about to burn a pile of corpses. Let's see his tone of voice and what he has to say.
I got the bodies piled up outside.
Talk to Mike.
Better do this.
By the way, I'm Mike.
I got the bodies piled up outside. You see them here, 2 feet away.
Yes!
And a funeral pyre appeared out of nowhere.
And
Literally
like
nothing
I
said needed to be said.
Exactly.
Literally nothing. That whole thing was a waste of everyone's time. Should just cut to this.
Why is there no fire on the fire, guys?
Why did you go
did
down
I
there
miss
and build...
like the whole burning stuff?
Why did you haul the bodies down there and build up a pile of logs if you were gonna pour gasoline all over it? Like, nothing made any sense.
Yeah, if the bodies are stinking and attracting zombies, why didn't you just throw them down the gully and leave?
Whoa, great job. Nice. Now just give me a sec and I'll get this.
There's nothing about that felt right or made sense. Or was fun. That bitch felt really unearned. Like, it didn't really fit in with his colloquialist speech.
Oh, there's lights on in here now.
But I can't do much without medical supplies. The door to the infirmary is locked from the other side, and Anne's in critical condition. You think you can help me break the
She's in critical condition,
What's going
really?
on with the shadows on this guy's face?
I appreciate it. Go on then.
It's like this game's version of the TF2 Doctor.
I love that he brings
I
up
also
this piece of paper. I love the idea that Sam B, somebody's like, couldn't you help me? And Sam B immediately lifts up a piece of paper and consults it before lowering the piece of paper and saying, yes, I can help you.
I like it better in my headcanon that like there's some sort of bureaucracy to this, and they have a specific form for hiring people to do like anything, and in that form you have to list the difficulty of the task.
Or just that Sam B,
Because
the
it
poet,
said like difficulty easy on it.
feels the need to use the written language to abstract all of his job offers before he considers accepting them. Yep, that's shoveled his broken half, and then he dropped an entirely intact shovel.
How did this game not get savaged? And I mean just absolutely torn apart, disgraceful.
You know we're gonna have people in the comments going like, "Oh, you guys just like hate video games. This game was okay. Screw you guys."
Left 4 Dead is a fantastic zombie game. Absolutely sublime. So I don't hate video games. I hate terrible video games. And this is a terrible
like Dead
video
Rising
game.
2 was not my cup of tea at all, but it was I thought it was a pretty well-designed game.
Silent Hill, classic. Resident Evil, not really my thing, but it's a classic. But these games, these games are sad games.
Wait, Cindy? Was Cindy the one who was in critical condition 5 seconds
Dead
ago?
or what?
Oh, you're gonna...
Were you on a timer? Or did you just like actually kill an NPC?
Not even a bloody aspirin.
We've decided to honor her wishes by leaving her in her swimsuit, sprawled at a weird angle on top of an inflatable dinghy.
We need to think of another way. Will you help me?
I mean, if she was a good friend, we would have thrown her out on the corpse pile and burned her. But, you know, I didn't know her that well, so we'll just leave her splayed on the floor to stink up the place.
You have to go get gasoline now so you can burn the corpse.
Why does the medicine guy have a sickle?
In case somebody gets sickle cell anemia?
He's the
I was
Grim
thinking it.
Reaper.
I knew you were. That's the only reason I went there, is to head you off, you
Can
bastard.
we play a game based around finding out the backstory of why this doctor has a sickle? Can we play a game about Sam B making it in the rap game? Can we play a game about this managing this resort in its early days and trying to build up its rep while keeping quiet zombie attacks? Could we play a game about
Or just managing a
manage
resort
an
that
energy
has
drink
this nasty, like, there are zombies on the island problem?
where you
like-
are a marketer for an energy drink
Yeah,
and you're trying to pitch it to people as a health food? Can we play any game besides running around with a stupid fucking skill system that doesn't work, degrading weapons that, by their definition, don't work, writing that is perfunctory and clueless, mechanics that have absolutely no visceral feeling or rewarding nature to them, and a storyline that just doesn't sort of happens all at once, one thing after the other?
I don't know, but I could
Well,
go
then
for an
that means
energy
we
drink.
have to... But that would mean we'd have to play some other game. Oh, I see where you're going.
Just anything. I think we've finished up Dead Rising. Or Dead Island.
Dead
Dead
Island.
State. I mean,
No, Dead
Rising
Space, you
is
idiots. Dead
somewhat
Space.
better. Oh, let's not do
I
that.
thought it was
Typing of
Dead or Alive
Dead.
Beach Volleyball.
They massacring me!